and I'm going to um, get started with this journey. So tonight we are talking about heart healthy living. 28 days of heart healthy living. 28 days of heart healthy living. And um, many of you that have followed me um, in years past, you know that this is something that I do. Hey, Dr. Angela, you know that this is something that I do every year for the month of February, Heart Healthy Month, as well as celebrating Black History Month. So I have on my shirt, I don't know if you guys can see, I am black, a woman, beautiful, and then it lists all the different things. But anyway, tonight we're talking about heart healthy living, heart healthy living. So just to give a little bit of backdrop, um, I am a survivor of um, several, well, a couple of heart attacks at the very young age of 42. And my oldest daughter, Kayla, is also a survivor of heart disease. At 16 months, she had open heart surgery and had her valve removed. And so she um, has been living with one valve. And we were told that she would have to have that valve replaced the older she became, um, the closer to 10 that she got, because at age 10, your heart stops growing. So they wanted to wait until she became 10 or older. So thank God she has not needed the surgery to date. And we're still, um, having her checked on a yearly basis. Uh, but as of now, she has been able to compensate very well with just the one valve. So Kayla is a survivor. I'm a survivor. And as a result, I do the 28 days of heart healthy living. So today I'm going to talk about my particular disease, my particular disease to start off this 28-day journey. So as I said, I had a heart attack, which was on January 1st, 2015, and my um, heart attack was not um, from a traditional sense. Now, that's for lack of a better term. It's not, you don't want to think of a heart attack as a traditional thing, but I, as a result of my heart attack, was diagnosed with something called coronary artery disease. So you may see initials as CAD. Um, it's called coronary artery disease, CAD. Okay. And what are the symptoms of coronary artery disease? Signs and symptoms of coronary artery disease. So I will tell you what to look for, and then I'll tell you what I had. Okay. So the signs of coronary artery disease, um, one is angina. So, which feels like pressure, like your heart is being squeezed real tight. You can have cold sweats. For those of us that are in menopause, you kind of know what you might know what cold sweats are, but it's like you might feel cold but sweating at the same time. So you could have cold sweats, dizziness, lightheadedness, nausea, feeling of indigestion. Okay, sometimes you can have neck pain with it. Okay, shortness of breath, especially with activity, and sleep disturbance. Okay, so these are all signs artery disease. Okay. Now, as I said, I was going to tell you what the general signs are, and then I would tell you what I had. So my signs were basically real mild. I had what I thought was um I guess it would be considered indigestion. I thought it was heartburn. So I actually was feeling what I thought was heartburn. And I actually had been feeling it for a couple days, believe it or not. And I um, would kind of like wake up in the middle of the night and I would sit up in the bed and I would drink some water. And the first 2 nights, drinking the water, sitting up in the bed, it kind of subsided. Nothing actually took it away, but it would subside. And I would wake up the next morning. I did feel myself feeling lethargic, a little more tired than normal. So when I would come home from work, I found myself laying down more, resting more. But I just thought I was being overworked. It was the end of the year. The end of the year is usually a little more hectic than normal. So I didn't think nothing of it. So I um, maybe was going to bed earlier, but I did feel really, really tired. And I, outside of thinking that I was having heartburn and just trying to pinpoint what I was eating, that was basically what I had. So the New Year's Eve, we went to church, and because I was experiencing some extra tiredness, um, before service on New Year's Eve, I wanted to take a nap. So I ended my day early. I had dinner, and I remember I ordered a pizza because I didn't feel like cooking, and I took a nap because I wanted to get some rest before service. And so we went to service and came home. And after service, we were getting ready to go to bed, and I felt this indigestion. So I thought again. And when I felt this indigestion this time, after walking up the steps, along with the indigestion, I started coughing. And the cough was kind of like trying to catch my breath. And when I got upstairs, I kind of fell over the bed. And um, that was when my son said to my husband, we need to get her to the hospital. And so lo and behold, um, I went to the hospital. And when they, because my symptoms were so mild, they did the blood test. And when they did the blood test, they, that's when they did another one and discovered that I, in fact, did have a heart attack. Um, and they ran some other tests and they discovered the coronary artery disease. So for me, the only thing that I basically had was the heart, what I thought was heartburn. And then um, when it progressed, I had the coughing. So I wanted to share the, the normal signs, and then I wanted to share what I had because many times if people don't have all of the symptoms, they don't think anything of it. But I'm living proof that you can have very mild symptoms and still have a heart attack, as well as have the diagnosis of coronary artery disease. The other thing is, I actually was born with it. So I have been living with it all my life, even through, childbirth and everything. So I was actually, very, very blessed that I had gone through all that I've gone through. And by the time it was discovered, um, it was still a very mild situation. So my tip for today is to pay attention to your body because for me, you know, after having the heartburn, or what I described as heartburn, for a couple days, and then feeling very, very tired, I noticed the change in my body. So that in itself was a red flag. And so when you're noticing these changes in your body, pay attention to your body and don't just blow it off like, oh, it's this, oh, it's nothing. If it lasts, and you notice that it's lasting a couple of days, go get it checked out, because for me, it ended up being something that was very, very serious. Um, and it my situation is not curable. So I have what they consider life sustaining medication that I have to take every single day. Many people don't know this because I haven't shared this, but I have to weigh myself every day, um, which I've kind of slacked up on. But generally, I'm supposed to weigh myself every day. Um, I'm supposed to um, I have to extra. I'm supposed to exercise every day, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and so there's quite a few things that I have to do, and I'll be sharing those things, some of those tips throughout the month to continue to have a heart healthy process. Okay, so many times you see me. Um, there are times you might see me on Facebook, or you might see me in person, or you may see me with a smile, but you don't know there's a lot of things that I have to go through just to maintain, because my situation is not curable, but it's maintainable, if you will, right? And so today I wanted to just talk about coronary artery disease. It's a real disease. It is something that you can live with. And yes, Dr. Angela, we must take care of ourselves and check in on others. And, make sure that you do what you're instructed to do. Now, the other piece of this that I must say is that you have to be a strong advocate for yourself, okay? Because initially, when I first had the heart attack and was discharged and was going to see the cardiologist, I actually changed cardiologists because the first cardiologist was giving me a bunch of medication, and some of that medication was making me feel worse. However, he indicated that the medication that they were giving me um, was the regimen that they would give patients who generally had heart attacks, that had like clogged arteries and had high cholesterol and other situations, which none of those situations were my case, right? But those medications were making me feel a lot worse. So when I began to ask, why was he giving me those medications? His response was, well, that's what we give all of our patients that have heart attacks. And that just didn't make sense to me, because if you're telling me that my heart attack is not like everybody else's, then why are you giving me the same treatment that you're giving everybody else? And so when he could not effectively answer that question for me, that said to me that he wasn't the right doctor for me. Because if I have a different situation, then even if it means you have to go do some more research, then you need to come up with a different treatment plan. And especially if the medication is making me feel worse. So the other side of this is you have to be able to advocate for yourself and not just accept whatever the doctors are giving you. And as I've grown, so I'm in my seventh year, and as I've grown, just this year, I've made a decision, as I'm approaching 50, that I Hey, Jacqueline, as I'm approaching 50, I've made a decision that I wanted to look into some of the more natural products, because some of the medications are, um, I'm not liking some of the side effects of the medications. And as I'm doing more research, um, I'm learning that, you know, one medication is good for one thing while it's damaging something else. And so I'm learning all of those things, and um, I'm just learning to uh, to look at my heart health, even, looking at my heart health a little bit, total, basically totally different. And so those are the nuggets that I wanted to give you today. So, what I personally live with, on this Heart Healthy Month, and why I am, an advocate for heart health, is coronary artery disease, which is a disease that, could can be fatal, but for me, it has not been. Um, it is a disease that, you can manage with proper treatment. You must listen to your body. And I can't stress that enough. This is my first tip for the night, is you must listen to your body. Do not make do not feel bad if there's something you can't do, if you feel limited, if you feel like your body just can't go any further. Stop. Listen to your body. Rest. Just earlier in the month of January, I went to celebrate my girlfriend's birthday, and we were away and we were having a great time. But there were some of the activities that I missed because I had to listen to my body. When it became too much, I had to lay down and I had to rest. I had to stop. One of the medications that I'm on is designed to do just that. And what it does is, once my heart rate gets to a certain point, it's designed to make me crash. And it's designed to do just that. Well, because I don't like that crash feeling, um, I I I try to stop before I crash, because it literally will make me crash. And when it makes me crash, it's almost like it paralyzes me. Okay, so I listen to my body, and I will stop. Okay, so when you're looking at heart health, listen to your body. Okay, that's the first tip. The second tip is, make sure you're getting some type of activity. Okay, whether you have heart disease or not, make sure you're getting some type of activity. Okay, um, and movement is paramount. Movement is paramount. And then your third tip, which, as we're doing this 28-day journey, we are going to help each other. You guys are going to help me, and I'm going to help you, because during this 28-day journey, we're going to get our water in, right? We're going to get our water in, because this is something that, helps to flush all of those toxins out of our body. And so, um, as I've done some research, um, when I first was started this journey, as well as I'm continuing in this journey, I'm going to talk about some things that I've learned, some things I'm continuing to learn, and some things that I'm going to be, implementing as I'm going through this process. So, this is our 28-day journey. This is day one. And I wanted to just go over, the coronary artery disease, uh, and how I have been moving through this journey. And so, if you know of anyone that has been talking about different signs and symptoms, if you yourself encourage them to get checked out and to listen to their body. This is your girl, Dr. K, and we will be doing day two on tomorrow, 28-day journey of heart health. Listen, I'm open. I want to do some recipes. I want to do some fun things um, while we're on this journey. I love me some water. All right, Dell. You love some water. Okay. So we're gonna be getting our water in. Listen, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you. You can't do a thing about it. God bless and enjoy the balance of your evening.